Here, ma'am?
The waffle, the 9 dots
Okay, right.
for sites.
It's not here. Earlier it was there, but now it is not showing me here. So should I go to more from
No,
Google
go,
Books?
yeah, you can go to more, but go to Drive.
Right.
And go to New from here.
Here? Should I click here now?
Yeah. नहीं नहीं कुछ आ ही नहीं रहा नीचे. Yeah, go on more. हाँ, Google Sites. Yeah.
No, this is slide. By mistaken, I have clicked on slide, I suppose.
अच्छा, then go on more. ये click off करो. हाँ, go to more. More में आएगा. हाँ, go to Google
Google
Sites. Yeah.
Sites. Should I click here, ma'am? Google Sites?
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, I also go in this way only. I also don't have in my waffle or from
That's
the
all right.
search bar.
That's all right. It'll come on its own. After you start using it many times, it comes automatically. Otherwise, you
Earlier,
can go to tools and you can search for it and add
earlier
it
it
in your
was
profile.
earlier it was there. I don't know, ma'am, what happens by mistake. I mean, automatically it has gone from there. And from 6-7 days, I'm trying to open Google site. It is not working. Earlier, it was perfectly all right. I mean, I used to work on this only. I don't know what has happened.
It could be a bandwidth issue because Google Sites does take more bandwidth. But in the meantime, now close this. I will get back to you on this. It is not opening up in any.
Right.
So let me get back to you
I
on this.
think, ma'am, there is a site in your Drive
Can you
untitled.
go and click on trial? Click on trial. ये ऊपर recent में आई है ना ऊपर. Can you click on that? No,
Where,
on
ma'am?
inside your Drive there is a trial website that you created. Click on that.
This one. Your page. Right? This one, ma'am?
हाँ, कोई भी खोल लो. There is that.
Achha, okay, okay, this one, right. Even this doesn't open, ma'am. I've tried.
हाँ,
It will
just
not open.
हाँ. Same thing is coming. Okay.
Same thing is happening.
So Shushmita, let's start, and I will figure this out.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, everyone. I think a lot of people have joined now. We have 36 people, so that's good. We run around 42 every day, so I think people will join in. We have today with us Shushmita from RN Podar, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mumbai. Yes, RN Podar, Mumbai, and she will be the lead today, lead facilitator today for the session. And today is the last session, so everybody here learn well. Let us listen to her well, and I'm sure we will together finish this training together for L2, and we will benefit what Shushmita has to share with us today. One little request from all of you. There is Shushmita is planning her GCT journey. So apart from the recording here, she will also need a feedback form from you. So towards the end, Puchika will be putting that in the feedback in the chat. Please, as a peer learner, as a colleague with Shushmita, I would request you to fill that feedback form. All of you must do it. Great. So let's start, Shushmita. Over to you.
Very kind of you, ma'am.
Ma'am, recording is
so
on?
much.
Yes, Pan.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's on.
Yes. Thank you so much, Deepti ma'am, and good evening, everybody. As ma'am said, I'm Sushmita Mathur, and I teach at Aryan Patar School. And today I'm going to be your facilitator for the training. It is the last day of the training, but let me assure you, it is definitely not the least, because the tools that we are going to cover today are very important for the scenarios that you get in the level 2 exam. So with Deepti ma'am's permission, I would like to plunge straight into our session for today. And I'm going to begin today's session with Gmail. So, so the first tool that we are going to cover today is Gmail. And we are all very familiar with Gmail because it is the free email service provided by Google, and we are sending mails day in and day out. But there are some unique features that Gmail has, which makes it a very important tool for educators. So we can access Gmail either through our waffle or through the Gmail icon, which is visible here, or we can go to www.mail.com. So I will just go to Gmail from here. There are some basic, operations in Gmail that we are all familiar with, and that is composing mails. It is the means of communication, easiest and fastest means of communication in today's world. And the sample that I want to pick up today is just to show you how you can work, you can format your Gmail. Is I want to share a project-based learning with a particular group in my class. So I frame a mail. I'm just going to use my daughter's email ID, and the project is on the solar system, and this is my text. I have the text ready just to save us a little bit of time. And I put in the text here. And after I put in the text, there are various ways in which I can format this text. So I can, put it under bullets by selecting it. You have the option of putting bullets right here. You can also, insert an image if you wish to in your mail. So I have an image on my desktop on the solar system, which I'm going to attach just to jazz up my mail a little bit. I could also attach documents. I can attach documents from my laptop. That is this document which I have, in which I'm sharing information with the children. I can also attach a document from my drive. So I have created this little, activity on the solar system, which I can also attach to this from the drive. After I have put in all these things, I wish to send the mail. But sometimes I find that, we do all this in the middle of the night sometimes, and we don't want to send out a mail at that particular time. So we have the option of scheduling to send the mail. So I can select the prompts given by them, or according to my convenience, I can set a date and I can set a time. So set a time for 8 a.m. and I can schedule send. So the mail will get automatically delivered to the student group or the student whom I have selected at 8 a.m. in the morning. This is one way of scheduling the email. And then, or I could just directly send it. As soon as I send it, I realized that there was one more document that I was supposed to attach. But unfortunately, the undo button has disappeared, and I have lost the chance to recall my email. So there are certain settings in Gmail which enable us to increase the undo time. So if I go on settings, I go on see all settings and go to the general settings. And when I scroll down, I find this tab called undo send. And here I have a drop down, and these are the options. This is also an MCQ. What are the options in the undo send icon? So I select it to 30 seconds to make it safe, so that I have time to recall a mail in case I make mistakes. So this is undo send. Another thing that we can do in the general settings is the vacation responder. So as you scroll down, you come to this vacation responder. So if we are going out on a vacation and we do not want to be disturbed by unnecessary mails, so what we can do is we can turn the vacation responder on, and we can schedule the date of the vacation that we are in. The first day, like I've put in here, 20th July. So from today onwards up to the 30th of July, I am out of office. I can add a text. Hello, I'm currently on a vacation. Kindly contact after 30th July. And this response I can save and send only to people in my contacts. So I don't essentially need to respond to a mail which comes for a promotion or is an unimportant mail. So I can select only send a response to people in my contacts. And the very, very, very important thing is to, after I make all of these changes in my settings, I save those changes. If I forget to click on save changes, then all that I have done is going to go to naught. Now let's see. Supposing I have put a vacation responder on my personal ID. So I go to my official ID and I send a mail to myself. Just I. So I sent this mail. You will also notice that the undo button was there for a good amount of time because we have increased the time from 5 seconds to 30 seconds for me to recall the mail. Now I should get a response from my personal ID. Still loading. The response hasn't come in yet, but the response I'll show you once it appears.
We believe you, Shushmita. We believe you.
Yes, ma'am.
So we
Yes.
can go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So, so after this, after the general settings, we will go on to the advanced settings, which are a part of our level 2. And the advanced settings has 5 settings: auto advance, templates, custom keyboard shortcuts, right side chat, and unread message icon. So auto advance is when you delete a mail or archive it, then the next mail automatically moves up. And what is very, very important for us in level 2 is templates. So when we are, when we are planning something, an event, particularly where parents are involved, the level of patience is a little low. So, while we are in the process of planning something, we keep getting queries from parents, and it becomes very difficult for us to keep typing out responses to them. So we can create a template, or what we also call canned responses, a ready-made response. But for that, it is very, very important to go on templates and enable templates. Okay. The other thing that we need to do over here also to see what we can do is to enable custom keyboard shortcuts. And here we can also change the position of our chat box, which you can see by default is on the left side. If we feel it's too cluttered, we can move it to the right. And unread message icon, you can have your unread messages marked out on your panel. And again, very importantly, save changes. So once we have enabled our templates, you can see my chat box has moved to the right. Yes. And if we go on settings, you will also find that the keyboard shortcuts has been, you can see keyboard shortcuts is now visible here. It was not visible otherwise. So this has been enabled. Now we go to compose mail. Okay. So how do you create So again, I am sending a mail out to a parent regarding the Paris field trip. And I have here, I've got this little thing typed out. So, dear parents, we are planning a field trip to Paris in the month of September. The itinerary for the trip is being worked out with the travel agency. We will share details by the trip by 30th July. Now, this is a response that I might need to type again and again. So what I do is I go on these three dots here, more options. You can see templates, and I can see save draft as template, save as new template. So I call it Paris field trip and I save it. What I need to remember is that I should not include my signature as part of the template. Because if I include that as part of my template, then the signature gets duplicated. So let us delete this. And now I'm composing a new mail. But now I will not need to type it because I will click on Paris field trip. So I had included my signature in the template, which you should not. And then I can send the mail. So every time I send a mail, I can send a mail regarding the Paris field trip. All I need to do is go on the templates and click on Paris field trip, and the text gets typed out on its own. So, and then we can send the mail. So this is as far as Gmail is concerned. I would like to take you back to the to the presentation, and let us see if we have covered everything. So this, according to the advanced training, are the key points that we needed to have touched on: sending emails, enable advanced settings in Gmail, save time with templates, recalling an email, customizing keyboard shortcuts to customize your Gmail. So these are the things that we have covered. And created the templates or canned responses. And how do you add the template back onto your mail? How your keyboard shortcuts appear on your general settings. The chat box moves to the right. So the chat box can be in two places, right or left. And that, so the email, Gmail is also important because we're going to keep going back to the Gmail whenever we need to share any links. So whether we do Google Maps and we share a link, or we share extensions, which I believe you would have already done, Gmail is going to be used in sharing links for whatever that we wish to share with the students or with the parents. So that, ma'am, brings me to the end of Gmail. And the next thing that I have on my agenda is Google Calendar. So should I continue, ma'am, or do we stop for any questions?
If there are, I don't think you explained very well, Shushmita. I don't think there are any questions, so we can proceed.
Okay, ma'am. So I think there's a question.
Ayal has a question, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, can you just repeat that? What are the function usage for the auto advance?
Yeah, so auto advance is supposing there are a set of emails and I have read or deleted a particular email or archived it. The next email will automatically move up on my interface, on my Gmail interface.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
While also, what we should do is, if there is a repeat question that you have, I would suggest you please see the recording, because I'm sure Shushmata's got lots and lots apps to cover, and we will just be wasting time. So if you have any repeat requests, please don't ask them as questions, because that just takes up our time. Ruchi, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, you said recalling an email.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I paid attention to that.
So undo send. So when I have increased my time from 5 seconds to 30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that is when I have increased my recall time.
Okay, okay, okay. That's
So
what
I
you're.
cannot
Okay.
forever recall. I mean, like after 30 seconds, I cannot
Yes.
recall the name.
Right, right.
But
Got it.
I have that much bandwidth.
Okay,
So
fine.
I can extend it up to 30 seconds. So I
Sure.
have the 30-second time to make up for my faux pas.
Okay, thanks, Anna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh, so the next app is Google Calendar. And Google Calendar ensures that we spend less time planning and doing more time doing work most of the times, so that everything is chalked out for us. And we've been using Google Calendar quite extensively. And we can, again, as most of the apps, we can access Google Calendar to calendar.google.com, or we can go to our waffle and we can access Google Calendar. So I go to the waffle and I open my calendar. But there's one thing that I want to say, that the discussion that we're going to have today, the scenarios that we get, you will need to use your official ID. So I'm going to switch from my personal ID to my official ID for this particular app, and that is Google Calendar. So quite a few things we have already covered in level 1, and I'll begin by talking about creating a calendar. We'll just go through it quickly once before we go to the appointment slots, which is the main event here. So create, uh, this is for an event. I go down and I click on this plus sign. I can add calendar from here, or I can even go to my settings and add a calendar. So I add calendar from here, create new calendar. So supposing I want to create a calendar, I have a group of students who are writers, and I want to create a new calendar for them, so that they can, whenever we have meetings, I am able to send, add them to this calendar, and we can share, the meeting ID and the details. So maybe the wordsmiths, a description that I want to put for my scribbling science, and I can create a calendar. So it just takes a little while for the calendar to get created. Okay, so my calendar has been created. So let me go down and see, and I don't know why it's there twice. So this is the calendar that has been created. So this is the calendar that has been created, and here I can change the color, whichever color palette I want, and settings and sharings. So I can go on this and I can get a shareable link from here, and I can copy the link and share it with my students. So I can share this link by mailing it to them, or if I want to embed the calendar in a Google site or on a blog, then I can also embed it on a site or a blog. This is as far as calendar creation is concerned. Now let's talk about creating appointment slots. So I go on create, and here, supposing I want to have a parent-teacher meeting with about 10 to 12 students of my class 10th B, and I want to allocate slots to each parent, so that we maintain time, and we are not people don't have to wait, and particularly with online meetings. So here I can set up an event called uh, 10th B PTM. I can add Google Meet conferencing, and I can click on appointment slots. So I can select the date from here, let's say 21st of July. I wish to have my my appointments, and I am free in the morning, let's say at from 9 a.m. to about 12 p.m. I have 3 hours, and I want to set the appointment slots, so I can select and reduce, or I can go down the drop down menu and select 15 minutes, and I can save. So as soon as I do that, coincided with my practice. Okay, so 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. the appointment slots have been set. As I click on this, it takes me to this, and I can click on go to appointment page for this calendar. And you can see that appointment slots have been created for the students, 15-minute slots. Now the slots have gotten created on my calendar. How do I convey this to the parents? So what I need to do is to go on the Omnibox, select the link and mail it to the parents. So I am going to, as of now, since I am on my official ID, I'm going to select this and mail it to myself, so I can show you what the parents get. So I compose from here. It's quite rainy in Mumbai, so the the internet is a little slow. So here I share the appointment slots and I just mail it to my personal ID, and I can put in the heading appointment slots. And I can send it. So I would have received a mail on my personal ID. Okay, so you can see my vacation responder has come. So yeah, and my appointment slot link has come. So when I click on the appointment slots link, it takes me to this appointment page. And now what I can do is, supposing I want to take the first appointment. So 9 to 9:15, I select this slot and I can put in a description, so what is the reason that I want to have a meeting with, with them. So meeting regarding, let's say, poor performance and be safe. So the appointment is booked and you can see that slot has disappeared. Now I want to come back to this and go back to my calendar interface, and you can see over here 10B PTM Sushmita Mathur has booked an appointment for 9 o'clock. So that slot is taken. So I know that the appointment slot for that parent is booked for this time. So this is how appointment slots are created and appointment slots are shared and appointment slots booked. The other thing that we need to know is, after I've had my meeting with the parents, I might want to have a meeting with my headmistress in order to give her feedback. So let's create an event on the 21st. So let's say 10th B feedback. So I want to give my headmistress feedback. So I can change the time to, I finish at 12 o'clock. So let's say at 1 p.m. I schedule a meeting and I add video conferencing and I add my headmistress. And then I find a time. So I need to look at this and see, are we free at that time? Does she have some other appointment at that time? And I find that this gray bar shows me that she is free. And I can book an appointment for 1 o'clock. So I can click on save, right? And I can, finalize the meeting. Now, what I also want to do is, after having the appointments, I have prepared a document which has all the feedback. So here I go and add attachment, right? And I go to my drive, and I've created a document from my drive, which I can just select and attach, so that when my headmistress, when ma'am comes to the meeting, she knows what has happened, during the okay. So that is there on my personal drive. So I can just select any one of the documents and just attach it. So this is right, and this gets attached, and now I can save it. Right. So this is how we add documents and do find a time. Is there anything? I think I'm pretty much at the end of Google Calendar. Otherwise, we'll just go over this once. Is there a question?
Yeah, Harpreet, go ahead. Harpreet, go ahead, because Shushmita is sharing a screen. She can't see you.
Sorry.
Yes. I'm sorry. I can't see the hands being raised. Yes.
So
Tell me, Akika.
when the appointment is booked, you said, and the parents, the slot gets removed automatically as soon as you select. How do they retrieve, or how as a teacher you retrieve it? You will get because you've created it, the link.
Yes.
So the parents will get another mail,
So
or
you can share the link with the mail, with another mail. Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it will not automatically
No.
be sent to.
No.
Okay,
Because
okay.
there is no link on this page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
unless I add them as guests,
Okay.
so then they will get that. So either
But
I can
when
add
you-
them as guests, or I can send them an email with the link later.
But when you add them as guests, they can see the other parents also choosing the slots.
But they will not be able to modify the event if I set my set it like that. So
Okay.
they might be able to see the other guests, but they will not be able to change or modify or do anything to the set to the meeting.
Harpreet, the slots which the teacher has set are there, right? Once you
Yes.
select any one of them, it pops out. There you can't see it. So
Yeah.
if I am the second parent booking it, that slot is already gone. I have to choose from amongst which are available.
Okay. Thank you.
So we'll just go over the slides once to see if we've covered everything.
Shweta, Ruchi has a question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I just wanted to know that just like you said, the parents can choose a slot. You can also allot the slots to them, and can you send them separate meet links? Because
That would be the same as sending an event invite.
so that would be like an invite.
Yeah, like you send the appointment. Yeah, it will be the same.
Okay.
This is for looking at times which are free for the both of you. This is also for mapping everything in the calendar without a hassle of calling up the parents saying कि आप इस time पे available हो, उस time पे available हो. The slots are done and the parents just book it up.
Okay.
And it also helps. So one particular section is covered in those 3 hours.
Yes.
So now
Yeah.
we can move on to the next. So we know slots are booked.
Taken. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So these are things that we have covered. Creating a calendar, adding an event, inviting guests, and setting guest permissions. I think we've also done it in level 1. Invite guests, see guest list. So you can uncheck this, like ma'am was just saying, you can uncheck this. So if you don't want, like a BCC, you don't want other parents to know who are the other parents who have been called. So you could also do that. And this is find the time. And this is how the appointment slots appear. So this kind of brings me to the end of Google Calendar, ma'am. And
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. And the next thing that we have on our agenda is the Jamboard. I think Jamboard is a board. I think a lot of us have been using it in class, and it is a collaborative, interactive board, which really lends itself to self-paced and differentiated learning. And I have created a Jamboard, an interactive board. I'm just going to come to the link to the meeting for a moment and share the link of the Jamboard with you all. I would urge you to join the Jamboard. So Jamboard again can be accessed from the waffle over here. And change my. Yes. So I have created this Jamboard called Jamming It Out. So, thank you so much. It was a welcome, nice welcome message. Thank you. Uh, so I'm sure you all know it, but then since I'm here, I'll just breeze through the tools that we have. So we have first the pen, which can transform itself from being a pen to a marker to being a highlighter to being a paintbrush, and we can click and we can just scribble on it. Uh, we have the eraser. We have, an arrow to select. We have post-its, which I can see going up. We can add images. So I can go on my drive. I can go on Google Image Search and my photos, and I can add images. I can add shapes. Right here, I can add shapes of whatever kind I want. Selected this and the shape appears. As you add a shape, you can see these three dots in the corner. You can duplicate the shape, you can delete the shape, and in case you are superimposing it on another image, you can send to back, bring forward, whichever way. And this is the text box, right? So if I need to write something, I can use the text box and I can type on it. There aren't too many font styles, but like we have in blog and in email, you can just use display title, subtitle. You can use from a few select color palette. Then you have a little bit of alignment that you can do to your text. And this, of course, is the laser marker. So in case you are sharing screen, you can use the laser marker. And here we have, okay, let's do this. So here we have set background. So I can choose from the backgrounds that Jamboard has, or I can add an image of my own. Again, if I click on this, it's going to again take me to this, and I can select whatever background that I want. If I feel that it's too full, I can clear frame, but I'm superly enjoying all these comments, so I'm not going to clear frame. And let's go on to the activities that I have added to this. So one thing is, I want you to use post-its and suggest ways to use Jamboard for differentiation in class. How can this interactive whiteboard be used for differentiation in class? Maybe I could begin, and you all could add your whole thing. So simple instructions, group activities with student mentors. So this is something that can help students who may be a little slow to be able to, you know, so you can add your comments here on what you think, what are your suggestions, how can we use Jamboard for differentiation. The other activity, this is what is called digital inking. So you'll find digital inking as a sort of a part of our syllabi in advanced training, and this is digital inking. So I can insert an image, I have done two, but I can insert an image over here from Google search. Supposing I go on line drawing for line drawing of the, let's say, the digestive system. And I search, and I'm going to get some line drawings which have some markings. So I can select this and I can insert it here. So here I can leave the children to, I can size it, resize it, and I can leave the children to mark out the parts of the flower, the cell, or the parts of the digestive system. So this is called digital inking. The next activity that we can use is to plot lines. So in maths, you can see over here, when I set the background, I have selected this background. So I'm able to recreate a graph paper, and the students can plot lines on the graph paper by making the x-axis and the y-axis, and it's quite clear, and you have a pen which can be used to plot lines. The other thing that, of course, I'm an English teacher, so we've been using this quite extensively for drag and drop activities, for match the following activities. So, if you can give the students, like I have covers of books, and I have 4 categories. This I've done in English, could be done in any other subject. And the students can drag and drop. So if I have Frankenstein here, I can drag it and drop it and bring it under science fiction. And Orphan's Life Changes, so Oliver Twist is a book which has this theme. So, one can use this for drag and drop, match the following activities. The next is here to make infographics. So Khalil Gibran is my favorite poet, and all I have done here is set the background by selecting an image and put in a shape and typed out the text. Here also I've selected an image of Khalil Gibran's. If I want to insert more images, I can again go on Google search and I look for Khalil Gibran's quotes on love. And he's a beautiful poet. And let's say I insert this. And this image gets inserted, and I can resize it, I can reposition it whichever way I want. If I want to add any information about him, I can use it to create an infographic. The other thing here is to make mind maps. So, you can put in shapes, images, and you can ask the children to create mind maps. So these are the activities that I feel are very, very effective for Jamboard. And what you can do is, if you can divide the children into groups, maybe you can make copies of this Jamboard and share it with a few groups, and they can, in their own way, a lot of peer learning can happen, a lot of mentoring can happen amongst the students, and it can be very motivating for the slow learners to be able to contribute to something creative like this. So the Jamboard again lends itself to a lot of brainstorming and a lot of hands-on working, which I think is very good as far as interaction and engagement is concerned in class. So, and here again, if you go on the three dots here, you can make a copy here, and you can make as many copies of this and share it with different groups, and you can save it as an image, you can download it as a PDF, you want to rename it, you can rename it. And very importantly, how do you share a Jamboard? So you go on share, like most other Google things, you can either add people or you can get the link from here. So anyone on the internet can edit, because we want the students to be editors. We can copy the link and we can share it with the students, either via Gmail, or you want to put the link on the site, or whichever way you wish to. So this is, I think, pretty much what Jamboard.
Sushmita, if
Yes.
you can go on to frame number 8.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is just an activity that we did in one of the workshops.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
What you can do is you can use it for critical thinking as well.
Hmm.
So get the children to put post-its of what they think about a particular thing.
Mhm.
And then what you do is, if you can open up a new tab,
A tab, yes, ma'am.
not here,
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
and just write Venn diagram.
Okay. Yes.
And go for images and just download one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Go on images. Yeah, just for demo.
Just a blank one.
Just blank one. You can take the third one, just
Ah.
or the first one. It doesn't really matter. This third
Ah.
is all right. Yeah, take this. We take a blank one and download it. So
Mm.
save the image. Save the image. From there only you
Yes,
can
yes,
just
it's
click
gone.
and save it. Yeah.
Yes.
So if just save it. Into downloads. Yeah. Now you go on to the Jam.
Yes.
And you get go on to page 8, or we could do it here also. Get
No.
children to brainstorm.
Okay.
And put a lot of slips there. So suppose we are saying what are the characteristics of animals. Let's write all of that. And then once the post-its are there, so can we put some post-its on frame 9?
Yes.
Just go on to frame 9 and say, post-its, and just go and write, they have feathers, they can fly, anything about the birds. So we do that. So the children, get a lot of ideas and they put all of this. And then you go on to the set background. Yeah. So can we all stop now? Yeah. Just save and stop. And just go on to the background and say set background and get the Venn diagram onto this. So go on plus. Yeah. And upload and go to your downloads and get that up.
Yes.
So this comes up like it's like magic for them, when diagram is popping up like that. So once it comes on, then you move, things like what we are doing, the differences between. So you can have this together, and you can have this, and the children use their own responses for critical thinking rather than we adding things.
Right.
So this is one of the things you can use the Jamboard for.
Yes. Yes. So the link is with you, so you can at whatever time you wish add, and there's no end to creativity, so you can keep adding frames, and let's see what all we come up with. So what is there as part of our syllabi is digital inking the Jamboard and making infographics, which we have seen. And this is the panel that we have discussed. The sticky notes that we can add, it makes it really colorful and vibrant, and I think the children love it because of that. And then you can look at the students' work as a teacher. You can visit each of those links and see what the children have done. You can even get them to upload it on Google Classroom, so you can see what has been done. Then the sharing and settings. So you can get a shareable link, or you can add people if you're sure about um, their email IDs. So this is as far as Jamboard is concerned. Ma'am, are there any questions regarding Jamboard? It is not.
I don't see any hands up, so I don't think so.
Yes. So it doesn't usually come as a scenario, ma'am, I think, Jamboard.
I don't think I've ever seen
Hmm.
a scenario,
Yes.
but there are lots of things which can come as MCQs.
Yes. So, okay, so the next thing that we have on our agenda is Google Scholar. And Google Scholar has a tagline called Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. So, Google Scholar is a site from where you can access academic articles, publishings, and scholarly articles that have been written by students or people who have been writing their dissertations or doing their PhDs. So they are, the validity and of these articles is way more than is, in if you go on a normal Google search. So let's go on Google Scholar. So Scholar .google.com will take us to Google Scholar. And as I said, standing on the shoulders of giants, that is their tagline. So a lot of work has been done by various people, and we can learn from their work and access their work. Though very often on Google Scholar, you do not get complete articles. You may get extracts or abstracts of certain articles. So here supposing I think of topic that I want to research on. Let's say health benefits of fitness. Okay. So I type health benefits of fitness and I get 20 lakh and 50,000 results of articles on the health benefits of fitness. This is the basic interface of Google Scholar. You may have to create a profile. So you can go in and fill in your name and your email ID, and you can create a profile. So what I now want to do is I skim through these articles, and I feel that I want to broaden my search. I want to broaden my search. So I put in or exercise. So I'm putting in a synonym so that I want my search to be broader. So let's see, when I put in the capital or, these are all markers of Google Scholar, and you will have to put them in capitals only, otherwise Google Scholar will not be able to read them. So I have expanded my search, and now you can see the numbers have gone up to 28 lakh 50,000. I want to think of narrowing the search now. And I say, okay, health benefits and weight loss. So I have added another synonym of health benefits, that is weight loss. But this time I have put an and, which means I want my research to show me health benefits and weight loss benefits of fitness, or health benefits and weight loss benefits of exercise. So we have, by putting the and, narrowed down our search a bit. Let's see what happens. The numbers have drastically gone down to 2,430. After skimming through these articles, I feel I want to focus on health benefits of yoga. That I want to be my main criteria. Again, I find so many results. Another way to narrow it down is by putting all in title and a colon. So I want these words to be in my title, because all of the articles that I have got do not have these words in the title. So they are, they are kind of going all over the place, the results. And then I get 60 results, because health benefits of yoga is there in all my articles. But it is there, yoga practice in the UK, a cross-sectional survey of motivation, health benefits. So though the words are there, they are not there verbatim. I want the words to be there verbatim. So I add double quotation marks. All in title, only in the form of health benefits of yoga. Now I have got 37 results. 37 results. Now they are more or less in the right form, health benefits of yoga, all in title. I can also, over here, if I want, I find there's a lot of mental health happening here, and I'm actually not concerned about mental health. That's not my focus area. So I put a minus sign and I put minus mental. So I do not want this word mental to appear in the health benefits of yoga, and I click. So you can see, has it not gone down? Numbers.
It has. It
It
was
has.
57 and it's
Yes,
become.
it has. Yes, yes. So now the results have reduced drastically. Uh, After I see all my results here, I find that the date range that I have is very vast. So I have an article from 2001, then I have one from 2010, there's something from 2014. I feel that the studies may have undergone a lot of transformation over the years. So I decide to sort them by custom range over here. So I can over here customize it to, let's say, 2017 to 2020, and then search. So I get only 3 results. So these are the articles which, after all the narrowing down, seem to fit the bill. And these are the articles that are going to be of use to me. So how do I save these articles? Okay, so as you can see here, there is, okay, so before we save, we can see there are other options over here, like related articles. So if I click on this, it is going to take me to articles which are similar to this, which we can use for my research. Here you also have all 3 versions. So what happens is, if you look at this link over here, this is the link where this article is supposed to be available. But very often, the article is not available on that link. So you can go to all 3 versions. This is not really part of our advanced search, but you can go on all 3 versions and check out which of the sites actually provides the entire article, because some of them may just be abstracts. So you could look at all 3 versions and decide which one of them is more complete than the other, and you can select that article. So I have these 3 articles and I want to save them. So I star mark each one of them, and they miraculously go and sit themselves in my library. So this is my library. And these are the 3 articles that I have, after all the hard work, managed to come down to. I managed to read the first article. but by the end of it, I am not able to read the other two. So I can mark these and save them as labels. So I'm going to create a new label and mark them, let's say, as unread. Okay? And create this label. So here, if you can see on the left-hand side, uh, two articles have been added to my unread label. So when I open Google Scholar next, I know that these are the two articles which I had not been able to read, and I need to read these two. And once I have read those articles and I do not need to have that label anymore, I can go on Manage Labels and cancel this. I can cross this and that label will get deleted. So the scenarios, as far as scenarios are concerned, you are usually asked to look for a particular article on a topic, and you are supposed to share. So the scenario that we got was the topic was given to us, and most often it's Pablo Picasso. That's what I think we've been doing. So you search for articles on Pablo Picasso, and the first article that appears on your search, you click on that article and you copy paste the link. So this is what we've done. So this is the article that has opened up, the first article on my search. I can copy this link and I can mail it to a student. Let's say that was the scenario, that the first article that appears on your search, copy the link and mail it to the student. The other thing, very important here, is citation. So we all know that when we are working with thesis or dissertation, it is very, very important to cite whatever we are picking up from certain articles. So the moment you click on the double quotation marks, it is going to take you to this page. You also get MCQ questions on what are the options for citations. And sometimes they would just add a New York or something to confuse us. So these are the 5 citations. You may be asked to share a citation with your student. So along with the link of the article which you have copied, you also simply need to copy this, the citation, and add it to the body of your mail and share it with your student. So this is what it is. There is another thing that is to create an alert. So if you can step out of the library, you can see here, right down here, there is this option called create alert. So you can check this. So anytime here, create alert. So anytime an article which matches your search is added to Google Scholar, you will get an alert mail on your email ID so that you can browse through the new article. I think that's pretty much what Google Scholar has. We'll just go through the slides once to see. So this is the Google Scholar page. This is creating your profile and your library by star marking the articles. Then the citations, custom range, and creating alerts. So there is one more thing that I think I could tell you about is when we go on advanced search. So this is another way to do the advanced search. The way we had added the and, the or, the minus sign, put in the all in title, put in the double quotation marks. You could also add your phrases here. So with all the words health benefits with the exact phrase. So now we want with the exact phrase health benefits of yoga with at least one of the words, again not required, without the words mental. So, we have decided that we don't want to deal with mental health. We are just talking about physical health. And where are these words, the exact words, going to occur? In the title of the article. And here you could select an author. So in case you are aware of a particular author who has an expertise in that topic, you could add the name of that author. You could also, write the names of publishers, and here again you could fit in the uh, date, the range. So this is another way of narrowing down your search through advanced search. And that's it. Is there a question regarding Google Scholar? I think I heard somebody. Yes. Yes.
What is the metrics in Google's Scholar?
What is the
Metrics. I think there is in under the My Library section.
what is the okay, the My Library section? What is
No,
it?
go to the 3 lines.
Yes.
There is a matrix, right?
So I think this is showing us, the cited publishings over the 5 years. See, the highest index and the lowest index of all the publications and how many times they have been cited.
Okay.
Ma'am, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, Shushmita, I have a
Yes.
question for you.
Yes.
Can we share a link to all our articles that are saved in the library, or you can do it only one at a time?
No, ma'am. One at a time.
All
The
right.
library is for personal. I remember we had this
Yes.
discussion, but you cannot share your library. That library is mine for me to keep. If I have to ever share, I will have to individually share the links of each article by clicking on each link.
All right. Thank you.
Anything else? Ma'am, may I move on?
Yeah, please do.
Yes, yes. So the next thing is Google Maps. Yes,
sorry,
yes,
ma'am.
yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
as you said about sharing thing,
Hmm.
so as usual, as the other articles or PDFs or whatever we share
Yes, by
directly
mail.
from the Omnibar, that
Yes,
link we copy,
yes,
same
yes,
way, right?
same way. But the
Okay.
citation, you will have to click on the double quotes. And when you click on the double quotes, then all the various types of citations will appear. And unless specified, I think by default, we select the MLA citation.
But
And
those
you just,
citations are for us to put in our document, right?
yes. So supposing I am a teacher or a mentor for a PhD student, and I want to recommend the article to a student. So I share the link of the article, and I also share the citation, so the student is able to cite that article in their work.
So how would you share the citation then?
Just copy paste it and add it to your body, to
via
the body
mail or
of my
something.
mail. Yes, yes.
Okay, fine.
So you can put the link of the article, and below that you can just put the MLA citation, just the whole thing as it is.
Thank you.
So the next thing we do is Google Maps. So we are all familiar with Google Maps because we kind of started using it quite frequently, even in our journeys within our cities. It is also there were times when we would go on journeys carrying those elaborate, paper maps, which would either get torn or get wet. Then a person who had a semblance of sanity had to be, tapped so that he would be able to guide everybody. A lot of complication. But Google Maps has actually opened up a whole new world. And not only for people to travel from one place to the other, but also as educators. I think it has a lot in store for us. So this is just how it opens up. and this is practically the area where I live. So this is what has opened up right now. So since we have been planning to take the children to Eiffel Tower, to Paris, let's go to Paris ourselves. So this is how it appears. So I have selected Eiffel Tower and I am on the streets of Paris right here, and I can see these various icons. So this is if I would like to share my location. So it would give me a comparative, distance, or place me in comparison to the, to the place that I've selected. But of course, we are too far away to do that. This is just for zooming out and zooming in. And these are the layers. So normally that is the map view. You can also get the terrain, the satellite view. You can also get, the traffic at a particular time. You can see the color bar below, fast, slow, the transit, all of this information. And by default, we go on this. We also have this little gentleman here, the peg man, sort of a reluctant little guy whom you have to hold and drag to where you want him to take us and drop him there, and he can give us a street view. So, we can click on, wherever he's gone and dropped himself. And I have to specifically take him there. My internet just went. Yeah. So if we can, just drag him and just wants to take us here. So this is going to give us the street view. So you can just change directions and can keep scrolling. And this is the peg man who gives us the street view, right? And this is where we are. This is where this little gentleman is taking us around the streets of Paris. So once we are done with this, let's go back to our map. So the scenarios that we get are actually, apart from this, supposing we are at the Eiffel Tower, Paris, and I can also search here the restaurants nearby, the hotels, the attractions, the museums, transit, in fact, practically anything. If I click on nearby, I can even search for, let's say, music stores nearby, and the map is going to show me the music stores, the rating, the hours, and all of that. Here. Now, as far as scenarios are concerned, even Google Maps is a scenario which is commonly asked, I think, in the level 2 exam. So here we have to create an itinerary. So we had promised to take our students on a trip to Paris as a field trip. So let us plan an itinerary, a day itinerary for them. So I click on directions and I click on this. So our starting point becomes Eiffel Tower. From the Eiffel Tower, I wish to take them to Arc de Triomphe. Okay. And from there, I want to take them to the Louvre Museum in Paris. And as you can see, Google Maps has chalked out the 3 destinations. You can see Eiffel Tower, you can see Arc de Triomphe here, and you can see the Louvre Museum. And I can see the driving view. It will also show me how I can access these 3 places by using the trains. What is the walking route to these 3 places, how I can cycle around these places. And this is what it shows. Now, what comes in the scenario basically is to create this route. Let's go back to the driving route. To create this route and to share. So supposing we have created this itinerary for the field trip, so the parents would want to know what the itinerary is. The children would also want to know. So we can click on the hamburger on the left side and go to share or embed map. So when we click on share, we can copy the link, and as we have been doing for all our other Google tools as well, we can copy the link and we can paste it on in the body of the mail, and we can share it with the parents. The other thing that can be done is we can embed a map. So we can copy the HTML and we can embed it in a Google site or embed it in a blog. So this is what usually the scenario entails. This is Google Maps, right? We also have something called My Maps. So mymaps.google.com, which is where you can create your own map. So if you want to create your own itinerary, you can create your own itinerary, and I have somewhat created a map over here, and I choose to call it Incredible India. So that was the right one. It takes a little while to load, so the images and all I've added are not showing up. Anyway, so points can be plotted here. I have created this itinerary here. So from Agra to New Delhi. So how do you add these points? Okay, is what Google Maps, Google My Maps is all about. I'm still going to look for the one that I've made. This is the one actually. Yes, this is the one. So this is the, so how do you do this? So supposing I have here Hyderabad, and I have here Mumbai, and I have the New Delhi. It's just loading actually, and here I have plotted this itinerary. These are the places. I want to add another spot here. How do I do that? I click on this marker and I click on Jaipur. So the marker gets created. Now I want to add an image over here. So I can go on Google image search and let's say add a picture of Hawa Mahal. And bring on so majestic. Okay, we just add this one. And that image gets added here. So I can save it here. So what is the purpose? I mean, if I may ask, how can we as educators use this? I can also change the color of my place marker. Does anybody have any suggestions? You can add icons here. If you want to add icons of places here, shapes, recreation icons here, and create your own, map. But why would we bother to do this?
You can teach monuments of India.
You can teach monuments of India. Yes, definitely.
You can display golden quadrilateral in India, means all four cities
Right.
interconnected with the quadrilateral.
Correct. And what else?
You can show them the route
Yes.
to travel.
Correct. Absolutely. And see, now those images are showing up. So here, like here, I had added a picture, and there's also this little video on the city of Nawabs, which can get added even through this, right? So you can share this map with the children You can color code it and allot it to different groups and ask them to research on the various cities that you have marked out because they are so famous. You can plot similar cities, for example, if you're talking, first this is very, very relevant to history. You can color code cities which have similar architecture or belong to a particular period of time, color code them, and then you can ask individual groups to work on them, right? So that they create an extensive sort of this thing. So this is how maps can be customized.
So,
Yes.
you said color code.
Yes.
Means, how do you do that?
So if you click on this, so this is so if I click on this, see, I have managed to put different colors for each one. So
Okay, you need
yeah,
to say that locations.
the location, yes. So if
Okay.
I'm talking about a particular architecture, if I'm talking about the Delhi Sultanate, so I can show them the various monuments that were made by the Delhi Sultanate. And again, I'm talking about Tanjore work, or I'm talking about work in the East, right? So I can color code those, share the map with the children, allot groups, and ask them to work on what is group one, work on point one, group, that way. So that's how it can be done.
And the second question, sorry.
Yes, yes.
The images which you had added, so those are the links, right? You have added by links.
No, I had just selected the image.
So when you click on that, the image pop up.
Yes.
Okay.
So here I am getting this camera icon. Yes. So I can click on that, and it takes me to Google search, the normal, I mean, from your drive, from your photos, from wherever you want, you can upload a video or an image. So it becomes a sort of a guiding factor for the students. Instead, because when they go on Google, they get a little lost. So, if we can put specific images and ask them to work on those, or watch certain videos and ask them to work on those. You can also, like my previous map had shown, you can also use this line marker, from one place to the other in case you're chalking out a routine. So, it works like this, from one point to the other point, and to the other point, and then to the other point. From point to point, you can create the scopes. Yeah. So you can create your lines like that. Now it's not going to leave me. So this is how Google My Maps works. There is another, thing related to this, which is called Google Arts and Culture. So that is something which is very, very beneficial. I'm going to show you one of the links. We took our students on, field trips, virtual field trips using Google Maps. So you can just go and search on Google Arts and Culture, and it will take you to these links. So you can see the Taj Mahal, various angles of the Taj Mahal through the street view. It's taking you inside the Taj Mahal. And so this becomes very interesting for the children. You can zoom in and show them the architecture, and since they are not able to step out of the house, you can take them on a virtual tour. Apart from the Taj Mahal, I also have something on the Sanchi Stupa. Those are again links that we have used for class. So I'll just show you. This is Google Arts and Culture. All you need to do is explore the monument that you want to see, and you can take the children right inside the monument. And you can stop and explain, and it's quite exciting for the children to be, visiting these monuments. You can change the direction from this, go out. So this is what Google Maps, Google My Maps, Google Arts and Culture is all about. This is our virtual tour. So coming back to my presentation. So we've done how we can use maps in class, and also show you something else that we have done using maps. How to take virtual trips using Google Maps, the Street View, Google Arts and Culture, and My Maps to create and edit custom maps. Now, Google Tour Builder and Google Expeditions have been discontinued. Ma'am, am I right?
Yeah, no longer in use.
Yes. So, in fact, it has happened quite suddenly because I had created a tour with Google Tour Builders 4 5 days back. But now that I try to access it, it says that it has been discontinued. So, both Google Tour Builder and Google Expeditions are no longer in use. So, the other thing I just wanted to show you how we have used Google Maps in our English quiz. I want to just watch this little video. So you have to look at the map and guess which book this Google map refers to. I don't know how many people are
Around the world in 80
Around the
days.
world
Yes,
in 80 days.
absolutely. Yes, thank you so much. And there's another one. This, of course, I have many, but I just
Oh God. A lot of bloodshed.
this
Yeah,
is
for
murder,
that, this one.
murder on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah.
Murder on the Orient Express. So
How did
this
you do
is
this?
this is first created a my map by plotting all the places that the train goes to the Orient Express, and taken a screenshot, put it on PPT, did the animation, and then screencastified it. So this was how we used Google Maps. So the last thing on our agenda is Google Translate. So Google Translate is, yes, is there a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Regarding
Yes.
Google Map only, I had a question.
Yes.
In our scenario last time, we had
Yes.
a journey of that Sita, Ram, and
Yes.
so how is that you do it?
So the way
Same
I
way.
plot, yes, the way I plotted Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, and I just kept pressing on the plus sign and kept adding destinations. So you can keep pressing on the plus sign and keep adding destinations. So if it is, the Sita, the journey of Ram and Sita, or I think the other option was the, which is there, I think, in our scenarios this time. Any other, trail or any other journey that you wish to plot, you can just keep adding destinations, and the map will keep updating itself.
So we need to first find out the places from
Yes.
Google. If the
You can keep typing them.
Anna, you
Yeah.
go on to Google Maps, and
Uh-huh.
when you're creating that journey, like Shushmita told us, when you go to that search bar, just put in the name of the city and it comes up.
Okay.
So just try it. It's very simple. And I had created that Ramwala thing, destination thing for one of the scenarios. And the person who was the inspiration is Paromita. She was in our group, but I think this last Sunday she has cleared on her own.
Okay.
She didn't wait for Shushmita's session. She just cleared a level 2. So
Okay.
she is the person who inspired me for that Ram thing. I don't think Google will give us that scenario.
Yes.
It was just for fun and giving you
Google
all-
will take us to Paris only, I think.
Yes, yes.
So, anything else?
I think
About Google
apart
Maps?
from brilliant, fantastic, very interesting, wonderful, excellent, this is really amazing. I think there is no question.
Oh, Okay, so we'll move on to translate. So translate, as always, translate .google.com, right? You take us to that site, translate, Google Translate. So this is what it looks like. And we begin by, let's say, translating a text. Begin with the basics. Hello, how are you? And if you can see, by default, Hindi was selected. So, Namaste, aap kaise hain has automatically appeared here in the translation. I could select out of 185 languages, which Google provides. So, it suggests Spanish. I could select French, and you also have the option of hearing it out. So, yes. So this is how the translation happens. The other thing that you can do is translate entire documents. So here I have a document ready on my computer, Google Translate. It's a very philosophical essay on life, and it has a quote by Oprah Winfrey. And I want to translate it in, let's say, Hindi. So at least we'll understand how the translation has happened. So that was my essay, and it has been translated into Hindi. So I can just go on a particular line and hover over it, and I can see the original text, and I can see the Hindi translation. Life is beautiful, जीवन सुंदर है, but not always easy, लेकिन हमेशा आसान नहीं होता. So overall, I think Google Translate does a decent job of translating texts and images. So I think that is it, ma'am, as far as Google Translate is concerned.
Yeah. So we just need to know how to use Google Translate.
Yes.
So, Payal, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. What is the use of the contribute here in a translate?
Sorry?
Contribute.
Yeah, so if you want to add, so supposing you want to contribute something to the translation itself, so it is going to get used by Google. If you want to offer a translation, the way we have the voice translations, or we have, to help them to contribute to translations.
Any specific words that are not there in their dictionary, I think those can be.
I can just give you an example, because at one point I was looking for a Hindi for Twitter. That was about, I think, 15 years back, on Google Translate, and I was looking for a word, and it gave me chehchahana. So that was a little sad, because sometimes I think it does backfire, but most of the times I think they are quite accurate. So that's what. Yes. Is there a question?
Yes, ma'am. My question is on my map.
Okay.
If I want to share that particular map to the student, should I share the link from the Omnibox?
Let me go back.
There is a share button.
Yes.
You can link that.
Yes.
Okay.
And just to give you an example, a few of the few of the projects that we had done when I was at the British School in New Delhi.
Okay.
We had mapped crops in different countries. So we had linked up with different countries, and the children had to put layers, like rice is found here, and they had to put a layer for wheat and stuff like that. And that map was, if you can show us, Shushmita.
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you go on my maps, the map has a share button, and you can, and it becomes personalized. This map has got nothing to do with Google Maps. It's your own map. So you can click on it and you can share it with whomsoever you want. And that's what the children did for the global
Yeah.
perspective.
This share button here, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Share.
That thing maybe I missed.
No, here you can share the map. So you will get the link sharing over here. You can copy paste the link and you can share it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think I've come to the end of
Yes,
the
yes. And a fantastic session, Shushmita. We
Thank you so
really
much.
got not only insights of the tools, but lots and lots of case scenarios from your own experience. And that was what made the entire session absolutely engaging.
Thank you so much.
Though this is a technical session, we are supposed to learn about tools, but because you're an English teacher, all of this, and for me, it was storytelling. It was like somebody telling me a nice story with little snippets from different.
Difficult to come out of my character, I think.
Yes, and we loved that, and I'm sure a lot of us will agree. And Shushmita, I would also like to compliment you about the planning that you had done with the paragraphs typed and everything ready for us. So thank you so much
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
doing this for the community, and I think
Thank you.
we all will cherish the two. I mean, you've finished before time, so that's brilliant. As well, look at the smile on everybody's faces because it's finished early. So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Ishmita, and we will just take 2-3 more minutes. Puchika, if you can put the form onto the chat, and everybody, please do share your feedback for Shishmita.
I have put the form there.
Yes.
Everybody can access it.
So Shushmita ma'am, thank you very much. Actually, I really loved the usage what you had shown for, because of course this is a technical session as ma'am said, but the how to use it in classroom what you had shown is really wonderful. So that was really amazing and a plus point for us to know. And
Ma'am, I have also learned it all here, and I just go and try my hand. I just go and just do it. I don't think twice. And somewhere I think we hit the mark. So,
Puchika, we can stop the recording.